Yeah, it comes from life experiences, which are all things that we have or that we see or that we do outside of school when people are not watching us, they are not looking at us, they are not controlling us, because what we do when people don't tell us what to do is who we are.
Yeah.
So when nobody tells you what to do, then that's when you must decide for yourself what is important. And in the past, here's something which is very important to understand in terms of education. In the past, nobody was bored, because to feel bored is a modern symptom. It's a modern problem. In the past, nobody was bored because everybody understood that your life was your work was your life. You had to do something, and you had to make that choice yourself. And there was a lot of things to do. There was a lot of work. Life was physically a lot harder for a lot of people in the past. You had to build your own house. You had to cut your own wood for the fire. You had to fix things yourself if they were broken. Nobody was bored. There was go to a village and find people who are bored. They're not bored, right? Because there's always something that they have to do. There's always something they have to fix or repair, or there's always something there. So in the past, nobody was bored. And in the modern culture, we find a lot of young people saying, "I'm bored. There's nothing to do." And the reason for this is that there are so many controls. There's so little freedom for the young people that they feel like they can't go anywhere. They can't do anything. They're very limited with what they can do and their ideas, and so this never existed before. This problem of the world never existed. People didn't take lots of drugs in the past because they just didn't have time, right? This recreational drugs. It's what kind of crazy stuff is this? Because people never did that in the past because they were too busy. Yeah, it was the same for me when I was young. I was waiting to leave home and to go and be independent and to start my own life. And a lot of people are not doing that now, and yeah, it's basically negative because you need to have your own space. You need to have your own place to build a lot of your own ideas. It's good to have support from your family, but your family will not always be there, and you have to build your own family as well. So the experience of building your own family is very important when you learn, when you grow, when you have to decide what is right and wrong, what is good, what is bad, and you have to try to make things better as well. And you can't make things better if you live with your parents, because it's their world, it's their house, it's their home, it's their ideas, it's their way of life, which is probably a little bit different because each generation has its differences. So everybody needs their own space. Young people need their own space to build something better in the future. It's like it's nice to visit your parents for Christmas, but you don't want to stay with them all year, right? So I think we all have that, and especially if you're if you're that alpha character, you need to develop those experiences. If you don't have those experiences, you can't do anything. And sometimes that's why university is good, because university helps people to take that step. Some people get help from their parents. If you don't get help from your parents, then university can help you take that step and be a little bit different. And so there's a lot of problems with education. Who knows what will be in the future, right? I don't know if it's going to get better or if it's going to get worse, or but it's not about money. If you put more money in, it doesn't really mean anything in education, because good education doesn't really need money. Because look around, right? The world is the education, right? It's not about buying new books and having new buildings and new tables and new chairs. It's not about that. It's about something which is completely different. And a lot of my students are teachers, so I have to be really careful. I have to be really careful about what I say. I have clients from the pedagogical faculty, and my job is to support their work, which is difficult. Which is difficult, and some of them understand. And they are very good at their job, and some of them don't understand it. Right? You have these economics professors with no understanding of basic economics. Right? People teaching economics who have never had a business, right? That's like having a football coach that's never seen a football, right?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
true. It's true. Yes.
It's the crazy world. It's the crazy world that we live in.